Hey, this is the World Advice Channel 2. What I want to talk about today is the topic of the problem with Abba and Preach. So before this video gets even started, I just want to make it clear, this is not a hate video towards Abba and Preach. I actually have a lot of respect for them, and they're literally just about the only people left on YouTube, literally just about for that matter, that actually give their own independent opinions with things without coming off as either a radical leftist or a radical rightist. They actually give fair opinions for different topics without leaning too much to the left or the right. So the point of this video is just constructive criticism of Abba and Preach, which I'm going to be getting into for a particular topic. And not just will I be discussing the constructive criticism for them when it comes to how they approach this particular topic, but also giving, a life lesson that people can learn from it. So now that I've mentioned that, let's get started. So when it comes to what my constructive criticism for Abba and Preach is for this particular topic, in all honesty, the thing I want to discuss, of course, first is their way they talk about the red pill movement. Okay, now anyone who's actually followed Abba and Preach even remotely, like me and stuff, realizes that these people just straight up hate red pillers. We're not talking about the big people like Andrew Tate, Sneeko. At one point, I don't know if he still is or not, or the other ones as well. The truth of the matter is, as we all know, there's a difference between the people who are the leaders and the people who are obviously their followers, okay? And that's what we're talking about today, the people who are the followers of the red pill movement. And to be quite blunt and honest with you, I don't really like the way they respond to the red pill movement, okay? And as someone who's not even a red pillar myself, as I think the red pill movement is flawed, as a whole, like, are we really going to say 50% of the population of the world, that literally everybody has a family member who's a woman, is evil and is this type of person or not, which I don't think makes any sense. But the truth is, even though, yes, I do acknowledge I do not agree with their mindset, I have to admit, I can understand why they think the way. Because the reason why they think the way that they do is because, let's keep it real though, any man who's ever taken up dating is not really an enjoyable experience, okay? It can be enjoyable at times, but it's like saying, okay, I went to a place that sucked, like I had hardcore training I had to do, okay, for that matter, and but I had good experiences there, so I enjoyed it, okay? It's just like training to become good at something, for example, okay? It's not an enjoyable experience. It's very stressful. You have to do a lot of things. You have to do all these things for the woman. A lot of the time you have to make sure that you plan everything out. You have to do with all this crap, if she's having a bad day, and the whole time you're worrying, does she like me enough? Does she like me enough? It's a very stressful experience in of itself. It's not really much fun. It only gets really enjoyable towards the end, where it's like, okay, we know we truly love each other. It's not really an enjoyable experience for the most part. It's really not, okay? Let's not play that fucking game. It's not, okay? It's not an enjoyable experience. And the thing that makes it even more unenjoyable is how much stuff you have to put up with for women, okay? When you have to go to places, you have to pay for them, when you're going to a place with them, every single time. You have to deal with them when they're having a fucking bad day. Even if you didn't do anything wrong, you are supposed to take that shit. You're supposed to let them shout at you, and you're not supposed to respond. I heard a lot of guys say that when a woman's having a bad day, you just take it, you don't respond, and you just put up with it, okay? That's the second thing you have to put up with. The third thing you have to put up with, as well, is just simply when they have to go shopping, and you have to sometimes literally wait hours. We even talk about 2-3 hours. We're talking about more than that. All that stuff is actually, from what I know, extremely normal in relationships. It is a lot of work, and it's a lot of stress, and it's simply unfair, and makes it harder for people to actually notice, is this a woman that's actually a toxic woman, or is she just a normal one like everyone else, okay? To keep it 100% real with you, dating is very fucking toxic, and it's definitely leans in favor of women, and women get away with a bunch of shit that us men are not able to in the opposing end for relationships, okay? Let alone the fact that when you put up with a lot of shit, sometimes they just end up losing respect for you and say, oh, you're a nice guy, and they end up ending the relationship. So in short, what my point is that dating as a whole fundamentally is very flawed, especially since it takes preferential treatment towards women, for that matter, okay? It's very flawed. And as a result, there's a lot of people out there who are very angry, and not just angry, but are full of rage because of how much bullshit we as men have to deal with for women, not only dating them, but even the fact of the matter that, I get in a situation with women, now they're trying to tell me, okay, you get in a situation with her, even if she was hitting me several times, if I hit her, now I get beaten up because apparently you're not supposed to hit a woman, all this type of shit we as men have to deal with women is the reason why so many men are angry and fed up and actually want nothing to do with them. Okay? And am I saying they're right? Absolutely not. But what I'm saying is that I can understand the fucking anger that a lot of men have. Because this is the type of shit we have been dealing with for years, even back in the days, which thankfully you Gen Zers are so lucky you don't have to experience it, or at least as much for that matter. Sometimes I remember just walking outside and minding my own business, not doing anything to anyone, and some woman would just look at me and just disrespect me for no reason and say all sorts of things about me under their breath, and I'm like, what the fuck? This is what I'm trying to say. A lot of women do things that make men angry, okay? And as a result of that, that's why people turn to these type of movements, okay? Instead of actually analyzing the situation and figuring out what we can do. Because let's keep it real, the majority of people in the world are not leaders, don't have the ability to lead for that matter. Because the majority of people in the world are followers, okay? So they don't have the ability to come up with ideas and solutions like me, who can find a way how we can resolve this gender issue. They just simply listen to whoever can come up with something, and that tends to be someone who relies on anger and hate, for that matter, okay? And that's the reason why so many men are joining the Red Pill movement. So what my point I'm trying to make is that, there is a reason why so many men are fed up with dealing with women and the shit a lot of them do. So to just simply say, oh, you guys are all losers, you're all white incels who live in your mother's basement, who are racist and stuff, is actually not the truth. And this is the problem I have with Ab and Preach, is that out of all the topics they deal with, they just don't deal with this one properly, okay? They have to really put a lot more effort into kind of realizing that, which is the message of the video I said I was going to get to earlier in the video, which is that they have to realize that if you have an issue with something, you have to give a solution, okay? Just simply hating on someone and complaining just means you're kind of adding to the problem, okay? And I say this because I know they're smart people, but I'm just saying, we have to, in this world in general as a whole, which is the message I'm trying to get across, have solutions to problems. Like the solution of ending the gender wars that are going on right now that are actually getting quite bad, instead of just simply saying, okay, these people are stupid because I don't agree with them on this and that, or this and that, which even though, yes, the Red Pill movement is not correct, we have to give solutions to figure out how are we going to resolve the problem. And this is the thing about liberals that we as a whole tend to have as a whole. I don't know if they are liberals, but I'm going to keep it real. Us liberals, we have this problem. We don't give solutions. We just simply complain and say there's not really any solution, while conservatives give solutions. And that's one of the reasons why conservatives tend to always freaking win. And that's why we tend to keep on losing all the freaking goddamn time. You have to give a solution to a problem, okay? There is a solution to every problem, okay? For that matter, okay? And the truth is, the message for the people watching the video is that if you have an issue with something or problem in life, specifically in this case, referring to specifically social issues, you have to have a solution. Just simply complaining and saying, oh, it sucks and this and that, and I don't agree with these people, but you don't have a solution for what's causing a problem, it's just going to make the situation worse. Because I'm not going to even lie though, a lot of women really do some stuff that really pisses a lot of men off, and can straight up piss off anyone for that matter. Okay, we have to confront this issue. Just simply saying, oh, let's just blame women for everything, or I should say, just hate these red pillars more, like that's what I meant actually, is not really needed. We have to confront the issue, which is what can we do to resolve the issues we are having? Like, should we make it possible, for men to be able to defend themselves when they're being attacked by women? Yes. Okay, I'll straight up say yes. Should we change the dating rules? Yes. And that's what I'm trying to say here. You need to give solutions to problems. When you have groups of people who are angry and frustrated, instead of just saying, you guys are losers and this and that. Because to keep it real, a lot of women really do some stuff that's mad annoying, especially if you're dating them. So that's what my point is. You have to give solutions to things to resolve problems instead of just chastising and hating people for having a different view. And that's all I have to say. And simply put, I'm out. So bye.